back. It's your man Wise, and today we got to check out some clips. Michael Moore, he warned us. He's warning liberals again. Now, we know what time it is. We know who Michael Moore is. He is a famed director of a plethora of documentaries. Some of them I've actually enjoyed, but we know that he is a staunch liberal and really doesn't care much about America, because if he did, he wouldn't be spouting and spewing the things that you're going to hear in this video. Before we get going, like, share, subscribe to the channel, drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. And without further ado, let's go.
I know a lot of people in Michigan that are planning to vote for Trump, and they don't necessarily like him that much, and they don't necessarily agree with him. They're not racist and rednecks, they're actually pretty decent people. And so I wanted to sort of, after talking to a number of them, I wanted to write this. And Donald Trump came to the Detroit Economic Club and stood there in front of the Ford Motor executives and said, if you close these factories as you're planning to do in Detroit and build them in Mexico, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on those cars when you send them back, and nobody's going to buy them. It was an amazing thing to see. No politician, Republican or Democrat, had ever said anything like that to these executives. And it was music to the ears of people in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, the Brexit states. You live here in Ohio, you know what I'm talking about. Whether Trump means it or not is kind of irrelevant, because he's saying the things to people who are hurting. And it's why every beaten down, nameless, forgotten working stiff who used to be part of what was called the middle class loves Trump. He is the human Molotov cocktail that they've been waiting for. The human hand grenade that they can legally throw into the system that stole their lives from them. And on November 8th, Election Day, although they lost their jobs, although they've been foreclosed on by the bank, next came the divorce, and now the wife and kids are gone, the car's been repoed, they haven't had a real vacation in years, they're stuck with the shitty Obamacare bronze plan where you can't even get a fucking Percocet. They've essentially lost everything they had, except one thing. The one thing that doesn't cost them a cent and is guaranteed to them by the American Constitution: the right to vote. They might be penniless, they might be homeless, they might be fucked over and fucked up. It doesn't matter, because it's equalized on that day. A millionaire has the same number of votes as the person without a job. One. And there's more of the former middle class than there are in the millionaire class. So on November 8th, the dispossessed will walk into the voting booth, be handed a ballot, close the curtain, and take that lever, or felt pen or touchscreen, and put a big fucking X in the box by the name of the man who has threatened to upend and overturn the very system that has ruined their lives. Donald J. Trump. They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump. The media hates Trump, after they loved him and created him, and now hate him. Thank you, media. The enemy of my enemy is who I'm voting for on November 8th.
Wow. Powerful. Powerful. This is from 2016. It's old, but it still stands and holds true today. Do y'all recall the rally out in Michigan where the media, Trump said if he doesn't win, it's going to be a bloodbath? And they took that entire clip out of context, so much so that you had people repeating it as if he meant if he doesn't win, it's going to be a bloodbath. He was talking about it will be a bloodbath for the American, the U.S. auto manufacturing industry. Come on, man. The writing is on the wall. Democrats do not care about Americans. They don't care about the working class. They don't care about the middle class. They care about elites, and they seem to care about illegals and people that would be quote unquote considered poor because they can control those people. That's the issue right there. When are people going to wake up and see the writing on the wall? Because all of us, regardless of what you look like, regardless of where you live at, some states are worse than others, but we're all dealing with this foolishness and the foolishness of this administration. There's been 10 million people or over 10 million people that have come into our country through our southern border. And this administration has allowed it to happen. And we have these quote unquote sanctuary cities that has gaslighted people for years and told those folks, if you come here, we'll take care of you. Now they're there, and places like Seattle are telling them, we don't have anything else for you. And you have people sleeping in tents at schools in protest. Denver said the same thing. We have no more money for you. Go somewhere else. Their policies have failed America and Americans. That's why they've weaponized the justice system against President Donald Trump, because they know they can't beat him standing on business, standing on their policy, standing on this past administration. They know they can't beat him like that. So they know they have to go another way. They have to try something else. And we, the people, see it. We see what they're doing, and we see them for who they are. The cabal of crooks, perverts, deviants. We can see it. I have another video to share with you guys. Check this out.
People listening to this to think, oh, why are we throwing the election to Trump? I don't know. One thing I feel safe saying is that those who voted uncommitted on Tuesday are not going to vote for Trump. My fear, and the reason why those of us started this campaign, is to basically save Biden from himself. Because of what he's done to support this massacre, to fund it, to be the bank for Israel in the slaughter of these people, that he is essentially guaranteeing that thousands and thousands of Americans are going to stay home and not vote on election day because they're not going to vote for Trump. But this is how Trump could win, because that 150,000 he won by in 2020, Hillary lost Michigan by just 11,000 votes. Yeah. That's 2 votes on average, 2 votes per precinct in Michigan. That's it. That's how close this could be. And to have 100,000 plus come out on Tuesday and say, you know what, our conscience will not allow us to support this. Right. And if people say, well, so does your conscience allow you to let Trump win? No. What it means actually to me personally is that now I've got to double and quadruple my efforts to make sure Trump loses, because Biden is working against me.
You hear that? Biden's working against him. I don't understand it. But Michael Moore is an elite. He is a very wealthy person. He doesn't care about regular working class citizens. Again, they want power more than they actually want the country in good shape. Secure, meaning our borders secure, public school systems thriving, jobs, the economy booming. They don't care about any of that. They only care about power. And if their side has power, regardless of how bad, how crazy things are, they don't care. Because the reality of it is, someone like a Michael Moore and someone that is in the entertainment industry, those people, yeah, gas prices are up, but they got money. Not a big deal. The cost of food is up. Not a big deal. I'm assuming that Michael Moore can go to certain restaurants and can eat for free because of who he is and his name. But those of us that are out here that have to get up and go to work every day, those of us that have to send our kids to these crappy schools to be programmed and have propaganda pushed upon them, to those of us that have to make decisions on, do I fill up my gas tank this week, or do I put half in and try to get by and buy a little bit of groceries? To those of us that would love to buy a home, but we can't afford to do so because the interest rates are ridiculous. To those of us who have children that would like to move out on their own, but they can't afford to because in certain cities around the country, a 1-bedroom could cost you as much as $1,800 to $2,000 a month. We have more kids living at home with parents now after college. It is a mess right now, but they want to tell you the economy is great. Companies laid off hundreds of thousands of people from 2022 and 2023. Mainstream media will not talk about it. They've sent jobs overseas. Tyson's just laid off a couple thousand people and then told everybody that they're going to hire 40, 50,000 illegals to take their place. Our tax dollars being spread all around the globe. They told us there wouldn't be any of these wars. If Trump stays in all of these conflicts, we didn't have any of those while he was there. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Trump is a saint and he is without sin, because none of us are. But what I do know is his administration, in comparison to this administration, it's a no-brainer. It's no contest. You guys know that as well. And the average American knows that as well. Even if they are a vote blue, no matter who, they know that there's a stark difference between Trump's administration and this current administration. They know it. I know plenty of people that supported Biden and Kamala Harris. They regret that decision today. I know plenty of people that only voted Democrat because they believe that Republicans are racist. They didn't know anything about the policies. They just knew that side's racist, this side isn't, when it's the furthest thing from the truth. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep God first in your life, America first, and I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.